Hi, welcome. This is Chiranjeevi. Today we are going to learn chapter 12 linear programming problems, which is LPP 1 mark problem. There will be a 1 mark 1 problem compulsorily. Problems. First one, define optical value. The maximum or minimum value of a linear function of several variables subject to constraints. Second one, define feasible solution. Point in the feasible region or on the boundary of the feasible region is called feasible solution. See here, the point on the region or on the boundary of the region, feasible region, is called feasible solution. Define infeasible solution. Point which is outside the feasible region is called infeasible solution. The points which is outside the region, we call it as infeasible solution. Define infeasible region. The region that is other than the feasible region is called an infeasible region. Define term corner point in the LPP. A corner point of feasible region is a point in the region which is the intersection of any two boundary lines in a LPP. See here, the corner points is the point in which the region intersection of any two boundary lines in a LPP. Sixth one, define the term constraints in the LPP. The linear inequalities of the variables of a LPP are called constraints. See here, the linear inequalities of the variables of LPP are called constraints. Define feasible region in LPP, which is asked in the year March 2014, March 2015, March 2016, March 2017 and June 2019 for 1 mark. The common region determined by all the constraints including non-negative constraints x, y greater than or equal to 0 of a linear programming problem is called the feasible region or solution region. See here, the common region which can be determined by the constraints where non-negative constraints, which is x and values, need to be always greater than or equal to 0 of an LPP is called feasible region or solution region. Eighth one, in linear programming problems, define linear objective function, which is asked in the year June 2014 and March 2019 for 1 mark. Linear function z equal to ax plus by, where a and b are constants which has to be maximized or minimized, is called a objective function. See here, the linear function z equal to ax plus by, where a and b are constants which has to be maximized or minimum, we call it as an objective function. Ninth one, define optical solution in LPP, which is asked in the year June 2015, June 2016, June 2017, March 2018, June 2018, March 2020 for 1 mark. Any point in the feasible region that gives the optimum value is either maximum or minimum of the objective function is called an optimal solution. See here, any point in the feasible region that gives the optimal value which is either maximum or minimum of the objective function is called an optimal solution. Thank you. This is Chiranjeevi.